What happens when you finally stop comparing yourself to others? You'd think it would bring peace, right? But for most people, it doesn't. Instead, a strange, quiet anxiety creeps in. If you remove comparison from your mind, but don't build something new inside, your brain will desperately search for another mirror. And it will almost always choose one that makes you feel smaller, less than, and behind. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what a true inner identity is, and more importantly, how to start building one that does uncrumble the moment the world gets loud or life gets tough. And I want to be very clear. This is not about self-esteem or positive affirmations. This is about building a solid, internal structure. In our last video, we talked about how to quiet the noisy voice of comparison. If you missed that, I highly recommend watching it first. But here's the thing. Silence without direction is just another form of anxiety. The mind needs a center, a focal point, an anchor. Without one, it will drift aimlessly. So, here's our map for today. First, we're going to explore why most people completely misunderstand what identity is, often confusing it with their personality or achievements. Then, we'll dive into the fascinating science behind what are called internal reference systems, the brain. His own GPS for knowing who you are. And finally, you'll get a practical, gentle method to begin building an identity that doesn't need constant approval from the outside world. Let's start with a common confusion. Ask most people, who are you? And they'll probably tell you what they do for a living, their accomplishments, or maybe how others see them. I'm a lawyer. I'm a marathon runner. I'm known for being funny. But think about it, those are all outcomes. They're external results. When your entire sense of self is tied to these outcomes, your nervous system can never truly rest. Why? Because outcomes are unstable. They change. You can lose your job, get injured, and stop running, or have a bad day and not be funny. If your identity is based on those things, it's built on shaky ground. Every day becomes a performance, a constant pressure to maintain a certain image. This is a recipe for chronic stress and burnout. This is where the neuroscience gets really interesting. Studies on emotional regulation and mental resilience show that people with well-regulated minds rely on these external markers. They rely on something called internal reference. This is a stable sense of self that exists even when nothing is happening, when you're not achieving, not performing, not being judged. It's the feeling of you that's there when you wake up in the morning, before you've even checked your phone. Without this internal anchor, the brain is stuck in a loop. It constantly scans the environment, asking one question over and over. How am I doing compared to everyone else? This question is designed to create anxiety. It keeps you in a state of high alert, always measuring and judging. It is a survival mechanism that has gone haywire in our modern world of social media and constant connection. So, what is the alternative? From an inner perspective, identity is not a story you tell yourself or others. It's not a list of your best qualities. It is a felt sense of being. It's the simple, profound shift from thinking I am successful or I am a failure to feeling I am here. It's the quiet confidence of your own presence, independent of any external validation. It's the feeling of being grounded in your own body, in this present moment. Let's try a small, gentle experiment right now. You don't have to close your eyes. Just soften your gaze. Ask yourself this question, and just notice what happens. Who are you when you're not trying to fix anything? When you're not trying to improve yourself? When you're not trying to prove your worth to anyone, including yourself? What happens? For many, the mind might go surprisingly quiet. That constant chatter might pause for a second. That space, that quietness, it's not emptiness. It's not a void. It's the raw, open field of your identity. It's the foundation we're going to build on. You don't need to force it or hold on to it, just note as Italiano. That's the first step. Staying there, even for a few seconds, begins to rewire your brain. It teaches your nervous system that it's safe to exist without constantly striving. But here's the truth the most self-help content completely misses. Building this inner identity, this felt sense of I am here, is absolutely crucial. But on its own, it is not enough. Even a strong sense of self can be overwhelmed. It can collapse under intense stress, during a major life crisis, or when old patterns and triggers get activated. A foundation is useless without walls and a roof to protect it. It needs to be stabilized. Think of it like building a house. Today, we've laid the foundation. We've found that solid ground within you that isn't dependent on the shifting sands of external opinion. It's a massive step, but now we need to protect it. We need to build the structures that will keep it safe when the storms of life hit. So, now that you have taken this first powerful step to connect with your inner identity, you must learn how to stabilize it and make it resilient. In our next video, we'll cover exactly that. I'll guide you through step 3. How to protect your inner identity and prevent relapse. We'll explore practical techniques to create internal boundaries and reinforce your newfound sense of self so it becomes a reliable refuge, no matter what's happening around you. If this video helped you feel more grounded, even for a moment, write the word rooted in the comments below. It lets me know we're on the right track together. Thank you for joining me, and welcome deeper into the inner field. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the crucial next step in this journey. I'll see you in the next video.